Every fashion company on Earth spent the last decade pouring billions into the same thing, the internet. Websites, apps, warehouses. One of the biggest didn't spend a cent. And it became one of the largest clothing retailers in the world by doing the exact opposite of everyone else. So how much does it really cost to open a Primark? Not the answer you'd guess. Here's the assumption everyone makes. Primark sells cheap clothes. A 4-pound t-shirt, 5-pound jeans. So opening one must be cheap too. Throw some rails in a unit and open the doors. It is the opposite of cheap. A new large Primark isn't a shop. It's a building project on some of the most expensive land in the country. Primark's whole strategy is built on one idea most of its rivals abandoned years ago: enormous physical stores, in the best locations, full of impossibly cheap clothes. No website doing the heavy lifting. The store does everything, and building one of those stores costs a fortune. Others start with the land, because this is where the whole strategy lies. While rivals were closing high street stores to save money and pushing customers online, Primark went the other way and grabbed the most expensive retail space there is. Prime high streets. The best spots in the biggest malls. The kind of address where rent alone runs into the millions every single year. This is the line every competitor is cutting. Primark doubles down on it. Count the first: year occupancy. The lease premium to land a trophy building. And before a single rail is installed, the space alone costs around $8 million. Then you have to build the store inside the building. Floors, ceilings, lighting, escalators, fitting rooms, the facade, all the wiring and plumbing for 50,000 square feet of trading floor. Retail fit, out at this scale, runs around $200 per square foot. Across a store this size, that's roughly $10 million. Just to turn the empty box into a Primark, and the flagships go much further. The biggest Primark on Earth, in Birmingham, reportedly cost on the order of $90 million to build out. Now technology. Tills, self-checkouts. The security gates, the cameras, the in-store computers, the thousands of rails and mannequins. Call it $3 million. And here's the first crack in the story. Notice what isn't on this list. There's no e-commerce platform, no app team, no fulfillment warehouse. The entire technology bill for a Primark store is a rounding error next to what a rival spends just to run its website. Then you have to fill it. 50,000 square feet is a lot of empty floor, and on opening day, every inch has to be packed. Filling a store this size ties up around $6 million in stock, to money committed and sitting on the floor before a single customer walks in. A store this size runs on people, 300 to 500 of them. Every one has to be recruited, trained, uniformed, and paid for the weeks before opening, while the store earns nothing. That launch runway costs around $2 million. And finally, the launch itself. Permits, fees, signage, opening day. This is the cheapest bucket of all, because Primark barely advertises. It doesn't buy your attention. The price does that. $1 million and the doors open. So add it up. The space, the build, the tech, the stock, the people, the launch. Opening one new large Primark costs around $30 million. $30 million to sell 4-pound t-shirts. Which raises the obvious question. How can that ever make sense? Here's the answer, and it's the whole secret. Look again at what Primark didn't spend money on. No website worth the name. No app, no fulfillment warehouse, no fleet of delivery vans, no returns operation. Because for a £4 t-shirt, online doesn't work. Shipping it and taking it back when it's returned can cost more than the shirt itself. A third of online fashion orders come back. The warehouse, the website, the returns van. On a £4 shirt, they'd eat the whole thing. SSO, Primark made a choice nobody else dared make. It refused to chase the internet, and it took the billions it never spent on servers and warehouses and returns, and poured them straight into two things instead: more floor space and lower prices. That's why the cheapest line in the entire build is the e-commerce platform, because there isn't one. The store is the website. Every dollar a competitor sinks into the internet, Primark spends on the floor under your feet, and that exact trade is the only reason a £4 teak shirt can stay £4. That's the hidden cost of a Primark. It isn't hidden in code or in some warehouse you'll never see. It's standing right in front of you on the most expensive street in town, measured in square feet. Picture that $30 million store as what it really is. The trading floor alone is about the size of a football field, one continuous field of clothes. To pay back the $30 million, that field has to sell something like 7 to 10 million items. And a store this size does exactly that in well under a year. So the next time you walk past a Primark, remember what you're looking at. Not a cheap shop. A $30 million bet. That in a world racing online, the smartest move was to stay on the ground, buy the most expensive floor in town, and win on price. That's what we do here. We find the bill that isn't on the receipt for the things you thought you already understood. Next time, what it really costs to keep a single supermarket's shelves full for one day, and why the cheapest item in the store is the one that loses the most money.